Some call this May Day. May Day. It is the 1st of May of 2025. Welcome to Litter Media Live for this first day of May, and happy anniversary to my wife. This is the 44th anniversary of our first date.
Oh, I was going to say, you got married on September 11th. So.
We did, yes. Welcome to the program. I'm Dan Ramey. He's the icon, Mike Smith. Mr. Hand 2, Aaron Glandon, with his lens cup over there. You show that again so people know what that is. Looks like a camera lens, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. But if you were to put that on your camera, you wouldn't be able to use your camera again because you'd be pouring coffee into it. That wouldn't be good, would it? Uh-huh. How many ounces does that handle?
I have no idea.
It doesn't say, yeah.
No.
Is this how
I'm going to guess 12.
Is this how he conceals his booze while he's working?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm hammered
it's
right
all
now.
vodka.
All Classic Brands products.
They call him the milkman for a reason. Yeah. All milk.
Coming up shortly, news, sports, and this date in history. Plus, it's our Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We'll have that for you coming up shortly. But first, let's tell you about the forecast.
Yeah, a chance of showers each day through Sunday. In fact, as we are doing this program live, there is an approaching line of storms just getting to the Indiana-Ohio line and should be coming through parts of central and southern Ohio by 2, maybe 3 o'clock this afternoon. For the weekend, things will cool off just a little bit, mid-60s, and also a chance of rain for Saturday and Sunday. All
right, coming up, news. But first, let's tell you about our friends at Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call if you have need for a dumpster. Scioto Valley Dumpsters can fit you with what you need, whether it be at your business or your residence. 740-253-8389.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
You can always go to our website, littermedia.com, and see what we're going to be talking about today. But some of that stuff doesn't make it to our website. A lot of it is on our social media, too. You find all of our contact information in the upper right-hand corner. That includes our Spotify, as well as YouTube and Litter Media Radio. And you can listen to that live right now. To start with our news, you have...
Some people could say that Dan and Mike were in a fight.
Because we're black and blue.
Black and blue. You caught on. Ohio University alum and associate professor of social work Stacey Saunders-Adams will deliver the keynote address tonight for Ohio Chillicothe's graduation recognition ceremony. It gets underway at 6 p.m. at Ohio University Chillicothe Shoemaker Center. Dr. Saunders-Adams has played a major role in education in the OU Chillicothe system for a number of years. I know she was a welcome addition as their commencement speaker tonight. We wish her well.
Mm-hmm. Down at Piketon, you can check in to something brand new for you down there. Opening ceremonies being held between 3 and 6 today for the new Rio Grande Pike Center in Piketon. I was down there yesterday, snapped a couple of photos here, and they will have a ribbon cutting at 3:30 this afternoon. And this will be a rain or shine event, so in case of rain, they'll move things indoors. So you want to make sure you're there to learn and see more. I didn't get to go behind the scenes. I made it into the lobby, but they were holding on to everything else until today. So our Aaron Clandon is making the trip down to Piketon to check it all out later today.
I understand they have refreshments after that.
Yes.
That's why Aaron's going.
Yes.
Milk and cookies.
Right. Well, I think there's cake, if I'm not mistaken. Lots of balloons. I saw balloons there, too. Kid Palooza is coming up this Sunday in the parking lot of the Ross County Service Center from 2 until 5 p.m. Earlier today, we visited with Lindsay Sparks and Candace Carpenter. And Candace says there will be a lot of games, prizes for kids of all ages, and for adults, there will be some things for you, too.
We have several food vendors who are going to be present, and a lot of community providers. We were afraid that we were going to get rained out, but we've been very fortunate and thankful to say at this point, it looks like the rain is going to be in the early morning and shouldn't be active during our event from 2 to 5 p.m.
Sparks added that there will be free haircuts, food trucks, superheroes, Cinderella's going to be there, dinosaurs interacting with the kids, and a DJ too. And you can see the chat with Carpenter and Sparks on our YouTube channel right now.
Something coming up down in Pike County that's featuring the students, but it's open for the community to attend. You're invited to the Music and Arts Festival at Eastern High School in Beaver on May the 8th. If you'd like to get more information about that event, go to their website at easternpike.com. And the Ohio Department of Commerce Division of Financial Institutions and the Department of Aging calling attention to the growing issue of scams targeting the state's senior citizen population and how Ohioans can better protect themselves and their loved ones. We hear from Robert Rutkowski, Deputy Superintendent, Division of Financial Institutions.
I think the number one thing to make elderly people aware of is the danger of romance scams, because once a person experiences that sort of romantic feeling, all bets are off. Critical thinking stops, and the thieves use that gateway to steal tens of thousands of dollars from people. It happens every day. The technology has really changed. The more extreme example, say a video of a loved one saying they've been kidnapped, a deep fake, those are few and far between. The threat is real, but they're few and far between. So one of the things that I like the people are advising nowadays is to come up with a family phrase or a family word that nobody else would know, and then you can test and see if the person really is who they say they are, if they can come up with that word.
Again, as Robert says, older adults are often targeted by criminal actors due to their perceived vulnerability, increased financial stability, and greater wealth potential.
How many times do we see something like that as it's on a crime show or whatever, and that's about the only awareness you get of that happening, unless your mom or dad or a relative have been involved with that. So,
yeah. Our road report takes us to Fayette County today. State Route 753 between Miami Trace Road and Good Hope Road will close starting Monday. That's May the 5th, and it'll be closed all next week for culvert replacement. The detour will be State Route 753 to US 35 to State Route 41.
Not sure what was going on there. We were losing pieces of this and that and everything.
I forgot yesterday we didn't use the road report slideshow.
Yeah. We had a map instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a look at news. Sports on the way. But next, let's tell you about Haynes Total Healthcare Center. If you have a chiropractic need, a physical therapy need, or nutritional needs, they can help you out. Find out more when you click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com. It'll take you to their website, hayneshealth.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, has their spring sales event continuing with new riding tractors starting at $1699.99. New zero-turn, I'm trying to go too fast.
Zero-turn
mowers, the new ones, and it is much quicker, no question. $3399.99. New walk-behind starting at $399.99. New chainsaws starting at $279.99. New blowers starting at $199.99. And new trimmers starting at $229.99. Hurry in and get the best selection. I've been seeing them go out the door, so this may be over before you know it. So make sure you get in to Hometown Motors Incorporated, your store for the outdoors. Time for sports.
Yeah, the OHSAA yesterday announcing that the 2026 boys and girls state basketball tournaments will return to the traditional format of the Final Four with all state semifinals converging in the same area in one weekend for the state tournament. University of Dayton Arena will continue to host all 7 state championship games along with several semifinal games, but UD Arena can't host all 21 games of the state tournament. So, under that 7-division format, some of the semifinals will be held in the Dayton area, probably at some larger high schools, maybe even Wright State. They have not made that known yet. But a lot of people complained about state semifinal games not being in that Dayton area because it was one weekend after the other, which was also not typical.
Plus a quick turnaround, too, right? Well, no. It used to be a quick turnaround.
Yeah, which they'll go back to that.
Yeah, I miss that because the challenge that you had of playing at, say, 2 o'clock on a Thursday and then having to come right back Friday evening or whatever, wherever your division was playing, I think that added to the challenge of a state final. It was neat, though, having 7 days to prepare for a team. Wondered if that made a difference for anybody.
Yeah,
I don't know.
A lot of folks didn't like that idea. Matt Morrison, we've talked about this guy in the past. He just keeps winning. In fact, win number 300 in his career for the boys' tennis team at Waverly, and they also wrapped up their 8th consecutive SOC Boys Tennis Championship. Congratulations, Matt, and all your Tigers down there.
It's a slim photo right there.
I haven't seen Matt.
Did they crop that? Or?
That's the way it came out on their Facebook page. Yeah,
I see. Congratulations. Had some scores from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at those. There's a bunch of them.
Lay it on me, Daddy-O.
SVC baseball. Unioto picks up a win. Zane Trace also with a win. So a big matchup between those two coming up this Friday. More details in a bit. Westfall over Piketon, and Payne Valley takes Adina. Mid-State League Buckeye. Bloom Carroll doubled up Logan Elm. Amanda Clear Creek all over Liberty Union. No results on the Fairfield Union Hamilton Township game. In the Cardinal, Fisher Catholic and Bern Union picked up wins. In the FAC, Chillicothe blanked by Jackson. Miami Trace gets past Washington, and it was Hillsborough defeating McLean. SOC winners included in D3. That's Wheelersburg, Valley, and South Webster. Northwest and Sims Valley in SOC 2. In 1, Notre Dame picked up to win, and Clay takes game 1 and 2 from East. Taze Valley, an 11-1 winner over the Reynoldsburg Raiders. That was a shortened game, a run rule maybe. And Lancaster, a winner over Groveport Madison without difficulty. Athens is 9-0 in the Tri-Valley Conference with a win over Alexander. Wellston and River Valley picked up wins. In the Shack, it was North Adams over West Union. Lynchburg Clay defeating Manchester. OVC, Ironton, and Rock Hill picked up wins. Softball, Piketon now has a 2-game lead over Westfall in the SVC. After a 9-1 mark, they were winners over Westfall yesterday, 16-3. Huntington by 3 over Zane Trace. Adina takes Payne Valley, and Unioto a winner over Southeastern. Bloom Carroll, a winner over Logan Elm in the Mid-State League Buckeye. Liberty Union takes Amanda Clear Creek. Fairfield Union over Hamilton Township. In the Cardinal, it was Fisher Catholic over Harvest Prep. Hillsborough, a winner over McLean. Jackson takes Chillicothe, and Miami Trace over Washington in the FAC. Wheelersburg, a winner over Waverly in the SOC 3. 2 had Eastern blanking Western. Northwest over Oak Hill. SOC 1, Notre Dame picks up a win. Clay over East, and Clay wins the second game as well. And I think Notre Dame wrapped up the SOC 1 Division Championship yesterday. Yep. And the Taze Valley Vikings pick up the Buckeye Championship in the OCC with a 20-4 win over Central. It was, that is Pickerington Central. Lancaster pounding Canal Winchester 23-4. In the Shack, Ripley picked up a win over White Oak. TVC, Athens over Alexander. Wellston takes Nelsonville York. Eastern Meggs, along with Meggs, and Southern wins, along with Rock Hill, Ironton, and Colegrove in the OVC. If you missed any of that, you can go to our website, littermedia.com. Click on the scoreboard page right there.
Yeah, Litter Media Radio tomorrow, that being Friday, will broadcast SVC baseball. This is a rematch of a game that we had just about 3 weeks ago. This time, Unioto traveling to Zane Trace. As Dan told you just a moment ago, Unioto still leads Zane Trace by 1 game with 4 to play. So that's a big one tomorrow night, weather permitting, airtime at 5, first pitch at 5:15.
VA Memorial Stadium is hosting the River States baseball tournament, the River States Conference. Game 1 is with IU Kokomo and Midway. It's underway now. Shawnee State will play Brescia at 3 p.m., and top seed Oakland City plays the winner of the game going on now, IU Kokomo or Midway. That'll be at 7 o'clock this evening. IU Southeast is the other team in the tournament. Games are at 11, 3, and 7 again tomorrow, with the tournament wrapping up on Sunday at 11, if necessary, at 2:30. And thanks to John Bruce, we can see, take a close look there, the wall is taking shape at VA Memorial Stadium. The 30-plus-year-old wall was removed during the wintertime as they were putting in the new field turf. And so you're going to be able to see balls go over the wall now. That was not the case during a lot of the high school games. It was that snow fence that was up. But it's good to see that wall taking shape.
Wasn't much leaving the ballpark off the Reds' bats yesterday. They lost a twin bill to the Cards 6-0 and 9-1. The first game, starting pitcher was fantastic. He only gave up 1 run, but the bullpen gave up 5 in the 9th.
Back-to-back-to-back home runs off Alexis Diaz.
And the second game, the kid that the Reds had up just for that game,
right,
he got shelled.
Yeah, he gave up 9 runs in the first 2 in the third inning. But then here comes Suter. He comes in, pitches 40 pitches, retires 11 batters.
Wow.
And it was the dog day where the dogs were there. That's why you saw the dog on the image there.
So the Reds and Cards will wrap up that series this afternoon, weather permitting, because as we just told you, there's a storm moving in to southwest Ohio. That game should be starting about 12:30 or so.
At 12:40, I think.
If it's on
official
time.
start time.
And the Guardians beat the Twins by a score of 4-2. And you had some news about the
Southern Ohio Forest Rally returns June 12th through the 14th. Organizers are seeking volunteers. You can go to southernohioforestrally.com/volunteer in order to sign up as a volunteer. I've never been there as a volunteer, but I can tell you that going out and visiting different areas on the course with spectators is fantastic. But take along bug spray. Watch for snakes, that sort of thing, because you're out in the woods, the deep woods of Southern Ohio.
You remember the year we went out there in the mud?
Yes.
We were riding in the back of a golf cart, or I was covered with mud when we come out of there.
You can find that video on our YouTube channel. Just type in SOFR, and it should take you right to that. That was Mike's initiation to
Thanks, Dan.
Litter Media.
Last time I've ever been out
there. Visited with Jeremiah Johnson via text yesterday. He is the director of the race that takes place that weekend, and he's planning on coming in and joining us. We don't have a date set just yet. He's also a cybersecurity expert, and I wanted to talk to him on a separate occasion about that as well. He's recently taken a different position or different role with the company that he works for, so he's starting to travel a lot more. So hopefully we'll have him in here within the next couple of weeks, certainly before the Southern Ohio Forest Rally to tell us more. All right, just ahead, our Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. Who's it going to be? Does it have 4 legs? Oof. I say that because some of them could slither, and some could be 8 legs. Details coming up here on Litter Media.
Online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is your trusted comfort advisor, has been for nearly 50 years now. You want to find out more about their services, their territory, which is a wide territory, just log on to littermedia.com and click on this ad anywhere you see it, and it will take you to accuratehvac.com. Time to announce our Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. And this week it is Dudley. Joni Staggs says, we acquired Dudley last year from a program Petland is part of, where their breeders retire breeding dogs at 5 years or 5 litters, whichever comes first. Dudley turned 6 in January of this year, and we can't imagine life without him. He is a miniature long-haired dachshund. He loves snuggling, chasing our 2 cats, rolling on his back, and zooming around the house. But he especially loves car rides and going on walks. Dudley has been to many of our parks in Ross County, like Buzzard's Roost, Great Seal, Junction Earthworks, and Hopewell Mound Group. His favorite, however, is the Maple Grove Prairie and Dog Play area, where he enjoys hopping in the grass and walking the trail. Dudley goes camping and frisbee golf playing in the summer with us, and will soon be taking on a new adventure, bicycling. We have fallen so much in love with Dudley and this breed that we're considering a sibling. Congratulations, Dudley, our Litter Media and Petland Pet of the Week. If you would like to make a nomination, please send us an email to littermedia@gmail.com. Tell us about your pet, and remember to include a photo. If yours is named Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week, it'll be eligible for our Pet of the Year this December. Time for this date in history.
Going back to 1945, but also to the present age. This event would have been, or is being held tomorrow, but we wanted to tell you about it today in case you wanted to go to Columbus to witness it. Bainbridge native and World War II Medal of Honor recipient Forrest Everhart will be posthumously inducted into the Ohio Military Hall of Fame at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow at the Ohio State House in Columbus. This picture that you're seeing, 80 years ago, President Harry Truman awarded the Medal of Honor to Tech Sergeant Everhart, which was, of course, 1945. What did he do to get the honor? Well, with the enemy now threatening his right flank, Everhart single-handedly initiated a grenade duel that killed another 20 enemy soldiers and forced their retreat. His actions kept the German army from advancing on a bridge across the Moselle River. Now, this would have been late during the war, and for his actions, he was given the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now, you think, Forrest Everhart, where have I heard that name?
At the VA.
Well, if you drive by the golf course out at the VA Medical Center in Chillicothe, that is the name of that golf course. Obviously, Forrest has since passed, but he was still with us when he got the honor from the president in 1945.
I will tell you that the Ohio Channel usually airs this. It's at the ohiochannel.com. You'll be able to watch the entire ceremony. We had some locals last year that were recipients, and so I'm assuming that they will have it on again this year at the ohiochannel.com, one of the government. And I think you can find, if you forget all of that, if you go to the state of Ohio's website, there's a link on there too, because they cover a lot of things, like when the governor gives speeches, and Lieutenant Governor Tressel now. I have yet to see him on there, but you can find all that on the ohiochannel.com. All right, that's a look at the show for today. I'm heading out of here to get down to the National Day of Prayer event in front of the Ross County Courthouse. If you have another event in your community, make sure you go to it and give them all the support you can.
And you'll be emceeing an event tomorrow morning.
Yes, I will be with the Yellow Day activities at the same location at the Ross County Courthouse. Kids start arriving, I think, around 10 o'clock. And so I'll be down there, and I'll try and capture some photos and video before we start the yakking part that we do.
So if you see a lot of yellow downtown, that's the reason why.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. All right, for Mike Smith and for Aaron Glandon, too, who you can see in person in Piketon later today, I'm Dan Ramey. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.